Now, next tonight, get a job, fall in love and find a home of her own. Ellie Lane's three ambitions are shared by so many. Ellie, who's 24 and has Down syndrome, has achieved the first two, but the third one, her own home, is more complicated. So what are the options for adults with severe learning disabilities when their parents or their guardians die? Well, Ellie and a group of her friends have come up with a solution to protect their future and their independence. Will Fife has more.
If you're living with your friends, what are you going to cook me for tea?
I would probably make super healthy.
Okay.
Like salad or...
Ooh, nice.
24-year-old Ellie is hoping to move out soon. She has Down syndrome and type 1 diabetes. And finding a place of her own has been a dream years in the making.
Hi, this is my bedroom. This, of course, my cute teddy bear for my boyfriend. And this, me and Mum.
Ellie had sort of three main ambitions. First one was to fall in love. Second one was to get a job that was paid. And the third one was to leave home.
And how are we getting on with those?
So the first one, big tick, Ellie fell in love. Didn't need any help with that. Second one, a little bit more challenging. She has a contract, a paid job. That's been an amazing experience for Ellie. Finding accommodation and living independently has become more of a challenge.
I just want my own space and hang the best time of my life. I just want to be more independent.
Ellie will still need someone on site to help look after her when she moves out. At the moment, young people in her situation can apply for housing through their local authority. But learning disability charity MenCap says up to 75% of adults with a severe learning disability are still living with family, meaning thousands face the upheaval of losing a parent and a home at the same time in the coming years. For Jane, the situation came to a head when she got some bad news.
For most people with a child, young adult with disabilities, the big concern is as you get older and that you want to know that they're going to be safe and looked after and have the right support around them. And a couple of years ago, I was diagnosed with cancer. So that propelled me and inspired me even more to really make sure that Ellie had what she wanted for the future.
The solution Jane found was pioneering. A group of families nearby, many old school friends of Ellie's, were looking to start a housing cooperative. It's a type of shared house used by like-minded groups, such as those hoping to live off-grid together. In Ellie's case, the hope is she'll share a home with an established network of friends. They can help each other with cooking and day-to-day tasks, and have the security of a live-in carer there too. One of those she'll be living with is 26-year-old Ellen.
Paris. And how do you make it?
Ellen's mum, Alison, also started planning after she too was diagnosed with a serious long-term illness.
It's brought things up because I've had periods when I haven't been particularly well. And that's tough, isn't it? You didn't like it, understandably. Ellie's, she's a quiet young lady when she's in company.
I have two cats, and I live at home with my mum and dad.
I'll show the one with the felting that you did. So when did you do that? Loves Lego and loves Disney. Just lots of fun, really good company, and enjoys her life.
After almost 7 years of work, Alison, Jane and the other families believe their children are just months away from completing the legal process to form a housing co-op. From there, they'll be able to bid for housing grants to build a home of their own. without the families having to put in any money themselves. It's something they're hoping could help to lead the way for others.
This is about home for life. It's about where you would settle and it would be your home for the foreseeable future. These are vulnerable young people who can't live on their own, need the support, and that's one of the things that Ellie's often said to me, you know, who's going to look after me when you're gone? And she sees how life is difficult for many people and, yeah, makes her anxious, I suppose. So we want to make sure that she knows what the future holds for her and that it's safe.
And thanks to Ellie and Ellen for sharing their stories with us. I'm now joined by the Welsh Government Cabinet Secretary for Housing and Local Government, Jane Bryant. Thanks very much for coming in.
Pleasure.
This idea of a housing cooperative, is that a model that the Welsh Government would endorse?
Well, absolutely. I mean, first of all, I'd just like to say thank you to those young people and their families for sharing their experience. I think it's incredibly inspiring. And, you know, I've spoken to many young people and with learning disabilities and their families who've told me that housing is a real issue. And I know from my own personal family experience that is an issue as well. My cousin has Down syndrome and my aunt and uncle both sadly passed away, so I understand that. But I just think this is an incredibly inspiring story and we really need to see more of this, and I hope the piece tonight and the young people will inspire more to do that.
So that is the way forward, is there? Because if they hadn't come up with this unique proposal off their own bat, if you like, what would the Welsh Government be doing to step in and support them?
Well, I think, you know, one of the things we are supporting cooperative and community-led housing. We fund Compass that support initiatives like that. So, you know, that's a really important way that the Welsh Government does support those schemes. But it's important that young people do come forward, or, you know, people do come because it's community-led, and that's where the success goes.
Right, because 15 to 20 years ago, let's say, you know, people like Ellie and Ellen maybe would have found themselves, after their families had died and passed, in hospitals. Now that's over. But since then, what is the provision? Because, as I say, they've come up with this. This isn't a Welsh Government initiative.
No, I think, well, community-led schemes and cooperatives, as I say, it's really important it comes from bottom up and communities. But Welsh Government is supporting the Compass through supporting people for these schemes. But also we have the Housing Care Grant and Fund that actually really does support you know, housing initiatives like that. Is housing and health and social care working hand in hand. So we are putting money into these schemes because we know it's important that people have their voices heard and individuals have the opportunity to live and to say who they live with as well.
Because we've heard from MenCap there in Will's piece, haven't we? And they say that 75% of adults with learning disabilities now live at home. Now, that's about 12,000 people. This is the first generation, isn't it, that is going to hopefully outlive their parents because people are living longer. You know, 12,000 people are going to be... Are you saying that these 12,000 will have to just, you know, find their own cooperatives?
No, I think no, absolutely. There are many, you know, many schemes that are coming up. Plus, so we've got the that fund that we're supporting, putting money into schemes that are helping, you know, people with learning disabilities. I see that sort of day in, day out. There's some really exciting projects out there. You know, we're also putting funds into our social housing grant and supporting local authorities. But also, it's important that one size does not fit all. So, you know, that's something we need to look at as well.
Because the pressure on the housing stock is immense, and you'll know that.
Yeah.
You know, you've got your target of 200,000 affordable homes by 2026. Unlikely to meet that one?
20,000 homes.
Yeah,
so,
20,000, yeah, that would be a lot.
We're doing our, you know, we've got our ambition and we're really driving towards that. You know, the First Minister's really set that as a priority. She's set that as an ambition, and we're working really, really hard to build more houses because we know we need more houses. I speak to, you know, working with local authorities and RSLs to deliver more houses.
You're new in the job, you've been meeting chief executives. You know, the pressure on local government now is immense. How bad do you fear it's going to get, and what do you want out of the budget to ease that pressure?
Well, we know how local authorities have been over a number of years, and Welsh Government has done as much as we can to protect local authorities. We work closely with local authorities, and I was out today speaking to local authority leaders and chief executives, and it's about working together.
Because there is a concern that some could go bust. I mean, how concerned are you about that?
I think we know that local authorities, we know the financial difficulties that local authorities are in. I say I meet them, discuss with that, and I think it's about having those conversations day in, day out, and we're working together to make sure that we get the best results for people and services.
And can you guarantee that you can step back in if they face bankruptcy?
Well, we're looking at facing bankruptcy and these, we've got plans in place if there needs to be, because it would be wrong not to have plans in place. But we're working together, and I think it's really that partnership approach that we have in Wales, which is really important.
Jane Bryant, thank you very much for coming into Wales Live tonight. Thank you.